Well, I've been kind of busy last few weeks, just doing random stuff. As you can see, I'm washing rags right now. But I figured I'd show you what I got. I think it was last weekend. Got this old Boland's, and it runs good and it drives good, and even the deck spins. So I really don't know what the deal was with it, but it seems to work. I haven't really looked at the blades. They probably need to be either replaced or sharpened. But as far as for a little tractor to pull the wagon, this thing works perfect. So I'll fire it up for you. Big enough pedal for you. But yeah, I got that last weekend and it seems to work good. Even the tires hold air, so that was a pretty good score. I'll keep that around and pull my wagon maybe. And then we'll head over here and I'll show you what else I've been doing. And over here we got this little trailer I built out of some of the junk I got. I got a bunch of those trailer tongues in the scrap bin the other day, so I went ahead and found a 5/8 shaft and ran in there, and a couple of snowblower tires and rims, and there's bearings from the front of a zero turn, the caster wheel, pounded in there, and that worked perfect. And then I went ahead and I threw this 4x4 underneath it, threw an old pallet on top of it, and then an old piece of plywood I screwed down to the top, and it yeah, it works pretty good. I mean, it's a little tippy because it's narrow, but I'm probably just going to haul, you know, lawnmowers and whatever out back with it anyway, just random stuff. So if something falls off, it's not going to be the end of the world. And if I wanted to, I could put sides on it, just screw them on with, you know, screw on chunks of wood or something. But it seems to work good. It doesn't, it's not a tilt trailer or anything. I didn't get too crazy with it, but if I wanted to, I could pull the pin in the front and knock her back and maybe drive a lawnmower on it and then hook it back up. But I also added these two pieces of metal here to kind of extend the tongue, so it'd make it a little better for turning, and then I could keep the full pallet and not have too much hanging over the back. So built this one afternoon on the weekend there when I was had nothing better to do. Well, I shouldn't say that. I always got something better to do, but sometimes I just decide to build things. So this thing works good. And then over here you can see I have an old water heater tank, and you're not supposed to do this, but I'm turning it into an air tank. They're rated, supposed to be rated to, tested to 150 psi, so they're probably rated for more than my compressor puts out anyway. But I went ahead and I stripped her down, put all the fittings on there. I got a little safety valve, and I figure I'll run air from the shop out to here. That's kind of a storage tank, and then when I get around to it, I can use this big shed, I think, as a paint booth and paint that car that's in there. But that's down the line, and just in case it does decide to explode, I've got some sandbags I'm throwing around it here to kind of contain the shrapnel. And I think what I'll do is I'll run a steel cable around these bags and kind of weave it in, and then tie it to these hooks here, so that if the bottom gives out and the thing shoots straight up, it shouldn't go too far. I don't think it'll explode, but yeah, better safe than sorry. So been building that up. Don't try this at home. Probably a bad idea, but whatever. And yeah, I guess I'll fire this up. I got some stuff to move, and yeah, I've been busy. I suppose I should mention, before I decided to use this tank, I went ahead and I filled it with water, and then I put in the max air pressure that my compressor would put out, and then I let it sit, and it held it, and it didn't leak anywhere. So it should be a good tank. That was the test I used on it. Filled it with water so that if it did leak or whatever, it wouldn't go kaboom. And the sandbags are just kind of a precaution. And I also have, how well you can see it down there, but I have a drain at the bottom that I can get in through this little hole here to drain out any water that accumulates in it. So it should be good. Sandbags are just there in case it goes boom. And it's a good thing I tested it that way, because that one I was going to use first, and I did the test and it leaked. So this one will have to be either scrap metal or something else, I don't know. But yeah, that was going to be my first one. Luckily these water heater tanks are basically free. Pick them up anywhere. I figure while I'm here, I've been doing a little work to this. It wouldn't start. It sat for so long. I think the gas kind of went to crap and really didn't want to run, so went ahead and I filled it up with good gas, and it still wouldn't pump. So I swapped out the fuel pump and it still wouldn't pump. So what I ended up doing was I took the bowl off the carburetor, cleaned that out, and then I actually took this pump off, disconnected it here with the line hooked up, still going that way, and I dropped it down below the height of the tank, and I kind of let it fill up with fuel, and then I put it back on and it started pumping again. So now this thing runs again. I'm going to have to put the hood back on, obviously, and find a tube for this tire, because that keeps going flat. But once I do that, she should be good. So I'll fire that thing up and go grab the crap I need to haul. Yeah, I'm going to have to do some work to this one. The seat kind of fell off. I'll have to go find another one. I'm sure that I got a few out there. And the switch kind of doesn't work, so I have a little bit different way of starting this one. I turn the switch on, get her all ready to fire, and then I do the old touching wires trick. Because I'm kind of too lazy to replace that key switch. And this works, so we'll use it. Trailer works good. And there is what I have to haul. I brought my grandpa's lawnmower down because he wanted the blades changed, and all this was under the deck. Well, most of it was under the deck, some was on top, but I weighed it up and there was 50 pounds of grass sitting under the deck. So yeah, it needed to be cleaned for sure, but that's one of the other things I've been doing. And that's pretty much what I've been up to lately, and some of it anyway. I figured I'd let you know that I've been driving this and it's been working good. Hasn't let me down, runs good. I burned about a half tank of gas through it, so I've been driving it a little bit. I did lose that mirror again, so that, yeah, me and super glue are not friends. So I got some actual mirror glue I'll use, epoxy, whatever it is, and put that back on. And I've been driving the olds every now and again, and that's been working good, no problems there. And of course the truck, it still works fine. Redid a little bit of my sides here. This thing had broken off, so I put a new one in. And my dad's gonna probably haul some rock with it this coming week, so stiffened her up, got that back kind of tied together, make sure that don't go anywhere when he hauls rock, and put a board in here to kind of cover the gap so nothing falls out. So we'll see how that works. It should run fine.